right now. While you're watching this, a routine maneuver, and then, without warning, Voyager 1's power dropped 16 billion miles away from Earth. What NASA found when they finally dug into the data, nobody saw coming. Consider for a moment how extraordinary it is that we know anything at all. We are a species that evolved on a small, rocky world orbiting an unremarkable star, one of 400 billion in our galaxy alone. We have no wings. We cannot survive in the vacuum of space for even a fraction of a second. And yet somehow, through curiosity and mathematics and sheer stubborn ingenuity, we reached out. We built a machine the size of a small car. We attached a nuclear battery and 10 scientific instruments. We inscribed a golden record with music, with languages, with the sound of wind and rain and a mother's first words to her child. And on September 5th, 1977, we let it go. Voyager 1 was never supposed to last this long. Its mission, study Jupiter and Saturn, then drift into permanent silence, was measured in years, not decades. But the cosmos had other plans. At Jupiter, it discovered something that shook our understanding of what a moon could be. Io, small, cold, and impossibly far from the sun, was erupting. Active volcanoes, taller than Everest, hurling sulfur hundreds of miles into space. Life as we understood it required warmth. Io had no business being geologically alive, and yet there it was. At Saturn, Voyager revealed rings of breathtaking precision, billions of ice particles organized into razor-thin lanes, kept in formation by tiny shepherd moons, moving like invisible hands, corralling the cosmos into something almost impossibly beautiful. And then, because we built it well, and because the universe occasionally rewards those who dare, it kept going. There is a place at the edge of our solar system that has no name on any map. No flag has ever been planted there. No photograph has ever captured it from the outside. We know it exists only because our instruments tell us so, and because one small machine, powered by less electricity than a nightlight, crossed it on August 25, 2012. The heliopause. Think of it as the shoreline of our solar system, the place where the sun's breath, that constant, invisible outpouring of charged particles we call the solar wind, finally exhausts itself against the cold, ancient gas between the stars. On one side, our solar neighborhood, shaped and warmed by our star. On the other, the interstellar medium, the true ocean of the cosmos, filled with particles forged in the deaths of stars that burned and died millions of years before our sun was born. Voyager 1 stepped across that shore and became the first creation of human hands to exist, truly exist, between the stars. What it found there would, quietly, rewrite everything. For decades, we had modeled the heliopause as a clean divide, a sharp boundary where everything changes, where the sun's influence ends and interstellar reality begins, like stepping from a warm room into a winter night. Voyager showed us something more complicated and more beautiful. Just beyond the crossing, the temperature spiked, not gradually, abruptly, a shockwave of heat and density that scientists came to call the wall of fire, an enormous surge of energetic particles born from the collision between solar wind and interstellar space, a cosmic collision happening continuously, invisibly, at the edge of everything we call home. But the magnetic fields were the real revelation. We expected two completely different magnetic environments on either side of the heliopause, our sun's field on one side, the galaxy's field on the other, separate, distinct, unrelated. Instead, Voyager found them intertwined. The sun's magnetic field lines, dragged outward by the solar wind for billions of miles, were reconnecting with the interstellar field at the boundary, merging, exchanging energy, releasing enormous heat in the process. The border of our solar system was not a wall. It was a living thing, dynamic, energetic, constantly negotiating. And this changes a question we had thought was settled. How well does our solar bubble actually protect us from the cosmic radiation beyond? If the boundary is permeable, if it breathes, then the answer may be far more complicated than we assumed. We are still working on it. Then came February 27th, 2026, and a crisis no one had planned for. During a routine roll maneuver, a scheduled rotation Voyager performs to keep its magnetometer calibrated. Engineers at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory watched the spacecraft's power readings drop without warning. No cause, no precedent. Voyager 1 loses roughly 4 watts of power every year. After nearly half a century running on a nuclear battery that converts the slow decay of plutonium into electricity, it is operating on the very edge of what is possible. Every instrument draws less power than a single LED bulb. There is no room left. If the power fell any further, the spacecraft would do what it was designed to do in an emergency: protect itself, autonomously, without waiting to hear from us. An automated shutdown at 16 billion miles, with a 23-hour signal delay each way. The team moved fast. On April 17, 2026, they sent a command and waited nearly a day for it to arrive. That command switched off the low-energy charged particle experiment, the LECP, an instrument that had worked almost without interruption since the morning Voyager left the ground in 1977. That had tasted the solar wind at Jupiter, measured the boundary layer at Saturn, and become the first device in history to directly sample interstellar space from inside it. Now silent, 2 instruments remain: the magnetometer and the plasma wave subsystem, 2 sensors, on the loneliest machine humanity has ever built. But the team is not finished. They have a plan, a single all-or-nothing electrical overhaul they have quietly nicknamed the Big Bang. A simultaneous swap of power systems designed to free up just enough electricity to bring the LECP back to life. It will be tested on Voyager 2 in the coming months. If it works, Voyager 1 is next. 1 attempt, no second chance, no one to send. In November of this year, 2026, Voyager 1 will reach a distance from Earth that no human-made object has ever achieved: 1 light day. The distance that light itself, traveling at 186,000 miles per second, covers in a full 24 hours, roughly 16 billion miles. From that moment forward, a command sent from Earth will take a full day to reach the spacecraft. The response, if there is one, will take another day to return. 48 hours, round trip, for a single exchange. And in that time, Voyager will have already moved 1.7 million miles further into a place no instrument of ours has ever reached. This is what it means to explore the edge of the knowable. The information always arrives late. The spacecraft is always somewhere else by the time you hear from it. You are, in a very real sense, always speaking with the past. The team that keeps Voyager alive understands this better than anyone. Some of them are in their 80s, engineers who came out of retirement because they are the only people alive who still understand certain circuits aboard the spacecraft. Others are young enough that their parents were not yet born when Voyager launched. Every morning, they come in knowing it might be the last signal. Every morning, they come in anyway.